Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So friends, in this video we will have our quick discussion on this upcoming transition of Rahu in the Satabhisha Nakshatra. So friends, a lot of the astrologers have been talking about this transition. Some people have been talking about that this could be the trigger of some nuclear event. Some astrologers are talking about the wealth or the fame potential. I also have a lot to add on this because in my case, Satabhisha is my Janam Nakshatra. Rahu is the important planet for me. So because of which there is a personal touch with this transition and whatever I will be bringing in front of you. And also friends, at a time when I'm recording this video, I'm not very well equipped right now to face the camera because the house and other things, other responsibilities, but I really wanted to talk and make this video because it's a kind of a new moon vibe, moon being in the Scorpio conjunct with the planet Mars, and along with that just because I'm now connected with the Buddhism community in Vancouver, I even have to go as a part of the chanting for the Medicine Buddha's birthday celebration as well today. So a lot is happening. So I just thought let's just talk about the spiritual potential of this transition of Rahu in the Satabhisha as well. And also friends, on my channel, I feel and find myself very grateful that some great astrologers like even Parash Trivedi ji has once accepted my invitation and has talked about certain combination. So after this, I will try my level best to again try to invite him to talk on this transition as well. Rahu and its connection with the Satabhisha and impact in the world in all of our lives. So now friends, just because the prevalent theme of today is very mystical, very introspective, very spiritual. So that is what we will try to understand in this short discussion, that what to expect and what could be the spiritual potential with this entry of Rahu in the Satabhisha. Friends, I always say this thing, what I have seen in my years of research in astrology, my commitment, dedication to astrology, that see, Saturn can delay things for you. Jupiter can bring blessing and give you expansion. But the domain in which Saturn operate and Jupiter operate, it is something which is in your area of influence. But when we talk about the complete shift of the destiny, so Rahu and Ketu plays a very significant, very major role over there. Something for which you do not have an idea and what will manifest suddenly, they in itself represent the surprise element. And it's not an exaggeration to say this thing, that Satabhisha is the peak of the energy of the Rahu, and it has got both material and spiritual potential. So now first let's just start our discussion about Satabhisha's spiritual potential. So friends, Satabhisha is ruled like the god or the devata which preside over it is the Varuna. So that means the essence is cosmic justice and karmic cleansing with the Satabhisha. So the way it has been written, that it does not only heal the symptoms, but it has the power to even remove the root cause of suffering. So that is the core and level to which the energy of the Satabhisha operate, and it works. It governs the invisible realities energy, intention, karma, subconsciousness, subconscious memories. That is the only reason a lot of the healers you will find who are the faith healers, who do the past life regression therapies and Reiki healing, beta healing, different kind of healing, you will see some sort of prominence of the Satabhisha over there. Now friends, just because I mentioned this thing, that because of the connection of the deity Varuna, and Varuna has not been explained as a very mellowed or very kind of a just the benefic kind of devata or the god. Like Varuna in the scriptures have been also explained that there is a mysterious or the dark side of Varuna as well. So that means the healing being done through Satabhisha is not always very gentle. It is very surgical in nature, like pulling a sword from a wound. And that is the only reason Satabhisha has been put in the category of the demon. It's like the Rakshas Nakshatra. So that's where you will see the intensity which this nakshatra carries within it. Along with friends, with Varuna, there is a potential that it can dissolve the energy of the Satbhisha can dissolve the spiritual infections like jealousy, greed, guilt, lust, fear, and shame. Now, a lot of people who are into spirituality, they know the reverberating energy can be understood on the level of different chakras operating in our astral body. Ajna chakra, like the energy of the Sadbisha, has the potential to activate the Ajna chakra, the third eye chakra. That means intuition, power of cleverance, perception of karmic patterns. It also has the power to operate and activate the Vishuddhi chakra as well, the throat chakra, which can actually manifest in the form of purification and the truth expression. Now, friends, generally we say this thing that if you want to understand that the tools via which the energy of the Sadbisha work, so it generally manifests itself through detachment, silence, intention, surrender, and alignment with the truth. So generally we say that if a Sadbisha person is going to have pure intention and no expectation, that is when the magic happens, that is when the miracle happens, the manifestation happens. And if you want to ask me that, okay, how Sadbisha can burns the karma, what is the way by which it burns it? So it has the potential to expose the hidden attachment, like it can also trigger the emotional detox, it can also bring isolation for inner healing. See, this is what you have to understand. With Sadbisha, it has been attached with the like a empty circle. So that means people who are in the prominence of this nakshatra, see, this is how the energy of any nakshatra operate. When we talk about like Uttara Falguni, so whatever the power of that nakshatra is, it might manifest through union. You might get a very good partner with Rohini, with good looks. Everyone is automatically attracted to you. With the prominence of the Rohini, I have seen people who end up having very luxurious life, comfortable life, at least a good vehicle that comes to them very natural. Same is the way the medium or the way by which the energy of the Sadbhisha work, it can actually bring isolation at some stage in the life, but for your good, for your inner healing. And we say that it can break the addiction and the false pretense. It can also force the truth in the relationship, like, because see, Sadbisha is a nakshatra of secrecy, like they are the master of secrecy. So, and the influence of Sadbisha can also make someone a good investigator as well. So if you are friends with Sadbisha person, you are in relationship with the Sadbisha nakshatra person, and you think that I can manipulate, I can keep secrets, it's difficult because they have got a league of their own, they have got mastery of that. And generally we say that the energy of the Sadbisha can remove people who can or who might drain your energy. So it can cut the karmic strings even from the past lives. So if someone leaves, the spiritual rule with the Sadbisha is that if someone leaves from your life, they were karmically meant to. So do not chase them. And generally the remedies which are generally advised when it comes down to the healing energy of the Sadbisha, we say the because of the involvement of the Varuna, the Devata. So water fasting, moon meditation, cold baths, salt cleansing, Maun Vrat, like silence, honesty, respecting, honoring the boundaries will become very important. And all the dark side of the Sadbisha, where it has been explained that it can give drug addiction, it can give like suicidal tendency. So the shadow side of Sadbisha definitely is about isolation, overthinking, emotional numbness, self-sabotaging behavior, too much vulnerability, fear, suspicion that everyone is going to harm me or can take advantage of me. Because of this, these people can trap themselves or isolate themselves. But the gift attached with this nakshatra is about the psychic insights, healing abilities, aura cleansing power, truth activation, and it has the power to, like, burn your karma from the past. So now friends, after knowing this, all of you who are like watching this, obviously I need to give you some like takeaway for like giving your valuable time to this video to me. So now comes the question that based on all the rising signs, what to expect? I will still promise you that I will try to bring some expert with a strong command on nakshatras as a guest on my channel to talk on this elaborative way. But let me just give you some like overview. the good qualities, the good aspect of this transit based on your rising sign, or this could be even for your moon sign as well. So for the Aries friends, in your case, it is going to be happening in your 11th house. It's a very beautiful blend of pure energy of Rahu in the highest house of desire and manifestation. So that means there could be some big breakthroughs in networking and in your social influence. Like the way I mentioned this thing, being a Aries Lagna by myself and being a Sadbisha moon, like suddenly I have now started, like, mixing up with the meditation communities in Vancouver, big groups and network. This is what the pure theme of that nakshatra is, and that is how you have to reverberate if you want to get the best out of it. So for many Aries Lagna, the good aspect is there could be sudden popularity on the digital platform. Like your hidden supporters might suddenly appear, regarding which you do not have an idea. We live in a day and age of social media. We do not know which all people are like following us. So hidden supporters could appear, and definitely if you are working in the purest essence of the Satbisha, this could be the time of manifesting some or activating some dormant talents, potential, strong intuition, psychic clarity. Now the things and the areas where you have to be watchful. So just try not to make the friendship be very transactional, because 11th house is about the large group networks. And with Sadbisha friends, if your intentions are going to be pure with no expectation, that's when the magic happens. But if it's all about transactional like friendship and all, that's not the right way of manifesting and expecting something good out of this amazing transit. So be watchful of that. Don't get too emotionally detached in the groups. Like, you cannot be, because the Sadbisha has that tendencies. So don't be too emotionally dry or detached even being in the group. Stay away from the online controversies. That will be very important. And just refrain from overthinking. So that would be the case that if you are running a dasha which is making you stress prone, then you have to be careful. So imagine friends, like being a Aquarius moon, Sadbisha moon. So not only the Sade Sati is on, but Rahu is also coming right over the moon nakshatra. So I mean to say, I know, because see, this is what the knowledge of astrology is, that you know why it is happening. So when you know the why, then the how becomes easier. So then I know that, okay, why I'm suddenly overthinking, I'm doubting those flavors of suspicion. So okay, I need to do meditation, I need to clear up my head, and I need to get rid of all that bombardment of the thoughts. So that's what is required. So overthinking is one area where it can create a trouble for many Aries Lagna. And the sleeplessness, so that is the couple of areas where you have to be watchful. Now friends, when we look at what it is going to be bringing for the Taurus. So friends, in your case, this entry and this purity of Rahu in the Sadbisha is going to be influencing the matters of your 10th house. So that means your career could rise through unconventional ideas, and this could be some dealing with people with very people who could be very famous, or you might get a chance to work on some very highly sought after projects, people with different foreign backgrounds. So all of that is possible. You will be recognized for your skills, and there might be some sudden opportunities from the foreign connection. There's a high possibility of that. And your problem solving and the probing skills are going to be at its peak during this time. And again friends, because it is happening in the transit, I do not know what kind of yogas you have in your natal chart. This could be a case that now your bosses would expect you to solve your problem rather than coming and going to everyone. This is something which is going to be expected out of you. Areas where you have to be watchful. So there might be conflict with the bosses. Work stress might be high due to high expectations and all. So the reputation can fluctuate. In certain cases, there might be some office politics as well. And there might be, see, you have to be watchful of that. Don't overcommit when it comes down to how much you can handle. So overcommitment to the responsibilities is one thing where you have to be careful. Now friends, when we talk about for the Gemini, so friends, in your case, Rahu in the 9th house, in the Sadbisha is very strong, is very intense. And the good part about Rahu, that too in the ninth house, is that it's not like that any other planet which can just give you a chance for the fortune activation or luck activation just once in a lifetime. Rahu can give you multiple opportunities of that. So the good aspect for you, or the gifts Rahu is bringing for you, is this could happen through foreign travels, visas, global exposure. There might be some spiritual awakening, and with the element of Rahu, so this could be some foreign guru, high possibility of that. There could be some major landmark academic success as well. And obviously, if you're doing something in the lines of the technology or very upcoming futuristic kind of subjects, and there will be opportunities through teaching, writing, and publishing for sure. Areas, friends, where you have to be watchful. So just don't be too overconfident in your belief. And there might be like some legal or paperwork delays which could also happen. Slight vulnerability of some sort of conflict with the mentors or the father figures, and especially where we say that Rahu has that tendency to argue, and your lagna in itself, Gemini, is again all about conversation, talking, debating. So yes, you have to be careful that don't get into conflict with the mentors or the father figures. And there might be slight ideological rigidness. That is what and the area where you have to be watchful. Now, friends, for the Cancer. So for the Cancer rising natives, friends, in your case, it's very esoteric, it's very mystical. It's like major aspect. See, we say this thing that why Aquarius is a sensitive energy, because Aquarius, from the original Kalpurush Kundli, from the Cancer, it is the eighth energy. So that means it has major transformational potential on your consciousness level, on the level of your subconsciousness, deep inside. So, but again, how you transform it, and what medium and means you are using for it. Are you using meditation for it, or are you using some hallucination causing substance for it? So that is where the choices which an individual make comes into picture. But yes, friends, it is going to be the good aspect for you is that past life karmic relief could happen during this time. And if you are sincerely seeking it, it can happen. Sudden financial gains can also happen for many, and good news in the matters of the inheritance, dividends, and all. Deep inner healing potential, and also because with eighth house, there is a lot of the obsession with the sexual activities as well. See, pleasure which we get in the sexual act is the 12th house. Eighth house is the obsession of it. So that means the sexual energy could become very powerful and magnetic. So yeah, and when we talk about the areas where you have to be watchful, so hidden enemies might erupt, emotional intensity, and again, if you have a birth around the new moon and your moon, natal moon, is afflicted, being the ascendant lord, if you're watching this video from your ascendant, so there will be many mood swings and fluctuation, obsession, confusion while making any decision, undiagnosed issues and all. So but I would recommend that still seeking refuge in like naturopathy, herbal treatments and all will be much more beneficial for you. And there might be some relationship, like some power struggle in the relationship, and yes, health issues related to hormones. Now, talking about the Leo. So friends, for the Leo, it is going to be the good aspect for you, because Rahu in the Sadbisha and the seventh house, the good points for you is about the new partnership can happen. That too with typical someone with of Rahu in nature, like foreign, exotic, unusual, very futuristic, very ambitious. There might be some breakthroughs in the relationship as well. See, Sadbisha energy is all about the secrets. So in that domain, in that area, some relationship breakthrough, access to some things which have been kept secret for long. It is very good for your boosting your public image, strong public image, and some sort of material and wealth oriented, like some successful collaboration. Now, friends, the areas where you have to be watchful. So there could be some manipulation from the partners. In this area, you have to be watchful. There could be ego clashes, there could be some legal dispute and some sort of lack of clarity in the commitment. See, we cannot overlook this fact. We always say that while talking about Saturn's role for the Aries, we cannot overlook this fact that Saturn gets debilitated in the Aries Lagna, in their Lagna sign. So that means there will always be slight biasness or distrust. Same is the way Rahu does not see like Leo or the Sun. It does not trust it very much. So because of which there are like certain areas where you have to be watchful as well. Now for the Virgo. So friends, for the Virgo happening in your sixth house, Rahu in the sixth house is like there is a term in Hindi we use as the Shatru Hanta, destroyer of the enemies, and very strong, like very courageous, like heroic. So the good aspect for you, there will be improvement in the health. Sadbisha is all about the herbs and healing, physicians. So health improvement. You will be very disciplined as well, especially if there are some set material goals and you are very obsessed about it. So there will be strong discipline which you will manifest. There will be growth in the work, acquisition of new clients as well, and you will have that ability to solve complicated problems during this time. Now areas where you have to be watchful, so there might be anxiety and there will be concerns of stress which will come because of overwork. There might be stomach related issues as well. Because of your success, your colleagues might be jealous of you, so do not show off too much. And there will be that we say that, you know, overthinking of Rahu, so it can give over analysis paralysis, so be very watchful over there. Now for the Libra. So friends, for the Libra, the good aspect is going to be that it can give you that romantic magnetic charm. So regarding that, it's very good. Also people who are in the creative field, it can actually give you a creative it can also give you a creative breakthrough as well. The fame could be attained, especially people who are connected with the fields of arts, music, and like performing artist and all. So fame, huge and high fame potential. There will be some luck based, or like we generally, the only thing which comes to mind is the lottery. So some like lottery or luck based gains are also possible during this time. Now areas, friends, where you have to be watchful. So casual or secretive romantic encounters. This could be some ego issues with the children, and overspending on the pleasurable things, on the entertainment. And we know that Rahu in the fifth house, the house which governs your thoughts, your mind, so there might be mood swings as well. Now for the Scorpions, so friends, in your case, we know this thing that for the Scorpions, like it is going to be taking place in the fourth house. So the real estate growth is possible with this intensity of Rahu in your fourth house. Family karmic healing, like any areas like where you have been like not provided answers with, like, you know, any paternal, ancestral, family dispute, generational issues happening on, going on in your family with some other family. So there will be healing in that area, only if you are reaching out for that, even only if you are seeking solutions for that. So family karmic healing, there is a potential through meditation, through herbs and healing, you can achieve the emotional stability. Again, friends, the energy of Rahu is a two-way sword. So that means, are you going to use it to hurt yourself, or are you going to use it to elevate yourself? So emotional stability through meditation can be achieved. Powerful inner grounding. So that much potential is there. The areas where you have to be watchful, so that is about, there might be some sudden home repair. We say that the stairs is connected with the Rahu, the toilets are connected with the Rahu, the storage is connected with Rahu, electronic items is connected with Rahu in the house. So in short, we say the home repair could happen. Some family misunderstanding can happen if you're not utilizing it right way. Sudden travel due to domestic issue could also happen. And some sort of, in many cases, because Sadbisha has that withdrawal problem, isolation problem. So emotional withdrawal can also happen. Now for the Sagittarius, friends, in your case, it is going to be influencing the matters of your third house. Rahu is considered as very heroic, very courageous over here. Now being in its own domain, in its own nakshatra, operating with the purest of intent. So that means you will have that capacity to hypnotize people with your expression, with your communication. For the content creators, this is going to be a time of success. um, Courage and risk taking will become beneficial for you, and especially acting on the first impulse, the first thought which comes to your mind, just act on it. Don't if you get into the SWOT analysis, pros and cons, and critiquing it, you will not land anywhere. Rahu is all about the first impulse, first idea which came to you, and you jump onto it. That is what Rahu. And there will be a relationship improvement with the siblings as well. Areas where you have to be watchful: arguments, miscommunication. There might be delays in the travel during this time, and some sort of social media or digital addiction. Now, friends, for the Capricorn, so it is happening in your second house. The good aspect is immense potential for the wealth expansion, new income streams, strong family karma healing, and financial intuition will become very sharp if you are like invested into stock market, trading, and share market and all. So your financial smartness, literacy, intuition will be very sharp during this time. Areas where you have to be watchful. So your speech could become bit harsh. See, Rahu, we know that Rahu has a tendency to lie, deceit, and cheat. And Sadbisha in itself can be very, like, like a scientist which is very erratic and rude. So yeah, speech could become slightly harsh. You have to be careful. Conflict with the family over money. All these are the negative entities if Rahu is operating in a negative way. So conflict with the family over money, overspending on the luxury, and eating habits could get disturbed, or eating habits could disturb your health. So just refrain from eating too much stale food and stale food. Talking about for the Aquarius, so friends, in your case, it is going to be happening in your first house. That means personal rebirth, new identity, new direction in the life is possible. Courage will take you and help you to take big leaps during this time, and strong manifestation power. Amazing, friends. Like with Sadbisha, all that which I have talked about Sadbisha is operating right over your first house. Your whole identity, persona can change during this time. And let's say, for example, if you're also in a age, you're 36, you're 42, you're 28, you are in a Dasha Sandhi, so major breakthrough. A lot of the things you can manifest during this time. Just be on the pure and the rightest side of the Sadbisha. Areas where you have to be watchful: nervousness, unpredictable behavior, sleep issues or skin issue, and there might be some clashes with the authority, but rebel for a good cause. For the Pisces, friends, so for the Pisces, in your case, the good aspect is spiritual breakthrough is possible, release of the old karma, strong protection from the divine force. And we say that although it's the Jupiter from the 12th house which can give you that Dev Darshan or in the Swapna, in the dream. But even with Rahu, that too with this Sadbisha combination, the especially if you worship like Varuna, like you worship like Rudra, like Kal Bhairava, so strong protection from the divine forces, and hidden blessing will come to you in most unpredictable, unexpected kind of situation and timings and all. For your protection, the blessing will come. Areas where you have to be watchful: so excessive energy drain, exhaustion. Do not self isolate yourself too much. There will be hidden enemies if you're not utilizing this energy in a constructive way. So Rahu in the 12th house can actually make you very gullible and a victim and an easy target for the scammers. So over there as well you have to be careful, and some sort of confusion or the emotional fog. So yes, friends, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. Once again, thanks a lot for watching this video, and for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Thank you.